Disclaimer: I will be showing gameplay of the game after 100% completion. Because of this, I will not show example footage of what I am talking about, but rather core gameplay. There will be spoiler-free footage. When I do get to talking about post-game, I will put another disclaimer about spoilers, allowing you to skip that part. There is one game that many people played when they were younger that was very special to them. That game is Super Mario 64. It was a special game for me as well. This game was great because it allowed me to freely explore areas within the game and not feel restrictive with linear level design. I played hours and hours of Super Mario 64 on my cousin's Nintendo 64. I might have been a noob at the game, not being able to perfectly speedrun parts of the game, but it was fun for new players and for veterans. Even to this day, Super Mario 64 is a great and fun game to play, especially with the Super Mario 64 online mod. So when I heard that Super Mario Odyssey was going back to the roots of 64, I was stoked and have been following the game ever since it was shown off in the first Nintendo Switch trailer with literally 3 seconds of footage. The game is finally here, so now, let's talk about it. Super Mario Odyssey is the combination of 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy. 64 in the level designs with big open areas, allowing players to collect the power moons in any order they so choose. Sunshine with the sub-level areas and idea to leave Cappy behind. And Galaxy with intriguing puzzle structure. Odyssey's story throws you right into Mario fighting Bowser, who is planning to unconventionally plan a wedding and marry Peach, and steal some wedding-themed items across the land. This is not a groundbreaking story, but nevertheless interesting and pretty cool. The game in general is built for newcomers and for veterans. For instance, exploring around this area in the Sand Kingdom, you can capture the bullet bill and follow the path as well as go through this 2D section. Or you can use Mario's acrobatic skills to skip this entire area. Speaking of Cappy, he is a great tool for Mario to use. Cappy does not tone down Mario's abilities like the way Flood did in Sunshine, which was removing the crouch button. Instead, Cappy allows Mario to reach new heights. Mario's controls are a whole lot more fluent as well. His momentum shifts seem to be based on rotating Mario's model when moving the analog stick instead of changing his momentum, but keeping him facing the same direction, like in previous Mario games. This rotating control is similar to that of 3D World, making platforming much easier. Another factor that can help make the game easy is the use of Amiibo with Uncle Amiibo to show locations of power moons, same with the Hint Toad, or chat with Tagatu, who will tell you the name of a power moon, but you can ignore them to figure out yourself where the locations of these items are. Speaking of Amiibo, some Amiibo allow you to unlock a cool costume you would otherwise unlock post-game. Mario being able to dress up in general is just so awesome. I'm very glad they added this feature, really allowing the player to create their own adventure. We are entering some spoiler territory, so skip to this section of the video to not be spoiled in one bit. I will give you 3 seconds. Okay, let's go. After defeating the final boss, your adventure has just begun. You will have access to the Mushroom Kingdom, which is a love letter to Super Mario 64 with many references and has its own take on Peach's castle. When you revisit all the kingdoms, that gray block that you couldn't interact with before can now be interacted with, which will give you a set of new moons to collect in the kingdom. After collecting a certain amount of moons, you will be able to go to 2 new kingdoms, the dark side of the moon and the darker side of the moon. The dark side presents even more challenges for you to accomplish. The darker side of the moon presents a champion road type of level to go through. This game offers so much to do. I felt compelled to 100% the game since lead director Koizumi said there would be a special reward when 100%ing the game. That is why this review took so long. As I've stated already, this game presents so much content. There are about 830 unique moons, and you can collect a total of 999 moons. However, your 100% completion award awards you access to fight the final boss, but a tad more difficult, with this postcard after the credits similar to that of Galaxy's. When you go to Peach's castle, you will see a top hat and this cutscene. Yeah, not a great reward, but it does have this type of thank you message. Overall, if you really want to collect all the moons, just to play the game longer, go for it. I wouldn't recommend collecting all 999 moons though. It's really not worth it. I don't like review scores. I feel they don't really tell you anything. Instead, I will tell you, the viewer, if I feel you should pick up this game. For both a newcomer Mario player and a longtime Mario veteran, Mario Odyssey is a must-buy for all Switch owners. Buy a Switch just for this game and Breath of the Wild. I'm not kidding. As I've stated before, this game is accessible to the less experienced and to the core player. Super Mario Odyssey might top Super Mario 64 just because of the sheer amount of content in the game. Many people said the same with Breath of the Wild being better because of the amount of content and replayability compared to the timeless legend Ocarina of Time. So yeah, I recommend that you get Mario Odyssey. Whether you're a Mario fan or not, this is a must buy. It's so much fun, it's so accessible. This game is amazing. A quick note before I close off the video. I know that I've been praising Mario Odyssey for how amazing it is, but the game does have its problems. But the thing is that it doesn't really seem that there are any actual technical problems that make it unplayable. But the only problem that I can really pinpoint in the game is that there are just so many moons that sometimes it can feel a little bit repetitive upon collecting the moons, because some of the moons are just so easy to get and it's just right there in front of your face, and some of the other moons just have this very similar style of how to get them. For instance, there is this race you can partake in, racing against the Koopa characters, similar to that of Super Mario 64's, except there's 4 Koopas to race against. But there's all these races in every single kingdom, and there's also a more difficult version with just 1 extra Koopa that you can race against that makes it harder. So because this is in every single kingdom and it is presented in a different way, some people can look at that as just repetitive moons to collect, and sometimes they don't feel as different. And there are a couple of moons that I had to try to complete that are actually really aggravating to go and complete. I won't name them so that I won't spoil it for you, but overall, playing through the adventure was actually a lot of fun. Even though my 100% reward wasn't that rewarding, I still had fun playing through the adventure. And overall, like I said, the only problems I really find with the game is just that there's a couple of nitpicks that I have. Nothing that just makes the game really stupid or annoying to play through. And like I said, even those aggravating moons, once I kind of figured out what I had to do and how to do it, it just felt, oh, okay, that's what I was supposed to do. I felt kind of stupid for not knowing what to do. It didn't really ruin my experience. So yeah, I really like this game. I feel that it's a near perfection of a game. I really don't think anything is perfect, but this game comes really close to being